Yes, it's still summer, and yet we're already getting ready to go back to school. Some of us are already there, the staff and faculty at Bonaventure and our resident assistants and ministers in res. So let's reflect a minute as we relax, and relax as we reflect. I'm Dan Riley, and I'm happy to be with you again for the Mountain Community and talk about the beginnings, the beginning of a new school year. This beautiful sense of newness and of the world around us. The spectacular beauty of this place here on Cape Cod, Buzzards Bay, and the sun just came out. So if I squint, you know why. I think it was Bernard Shaw who said, "All the world is a stage." Franciscans, I think, might say, all the earth is our classroom. In other words, a place of learning and exploring. I don't know about you, but I felt some classrooms being inhibiting or containing. And that's not unusual. Any space can be like that until you and I begin to feel the life in it and the wonder of that. Interestingly enough, the word school, and we're going back to school. School actually comes from a consciousness of people, a schola, a gathering of students with their teacher. Probably just a few, not a large number as we talk about, not a lecture format, but rather conversatio that we talk about at the mountain, an ability to be engaging of one another. And indeed, that's the larger sense of the whole earth being our classroom. So that as we seek to discipline ourselves to come to know things, the stage, the classroom, is larger than one place. A fundamental place for us is our relationship with God and creation. Karl Rahner, a wonderful theologian, heightens this reality, and we come to know God through creation. And interestingly enough, God has come to know us through the created order. Delved more deeply and explored us with his Son, Jesus Christ, in the incarnation. Not that God didn't know us before, but now there's an intimacy unlike any other that becomes ours. And of course, that's part of the beauty of our classrooms these days and other places where we're able to explore the human and be humans ourselves. To explore science and business, but do it with the interest of people we might meet in business or the concerns that science might address for us in the future. Rather than separate, knowledge becomes engagement. As it engages us, it allows us to become women and men who can make a difference in the world, even when we're in elementary school, even when we're an old guy like me who's around schools, but blessed to be in scholas, relationships around a place of higher education. Thomas Merton comments, and just a bit briefly here, about this in a beautiful essay, Learning to Live. And it's striking how he puts the emphasis on choice. And this would be especially a Franciscan understanding that Merton offers us of the person. So we don't get into a classroom or a class to be lost, to hide, but rather than to discover ourselves in a rapport with the material, the faculty member, the professor, the laboratory. This rapport, this engagement helps us begin to make the choices we do for the next steps. You know, whether it's a further examination of a problem or a conversation we have or work we take home at night. All of this is a beautiful way in which you and I can come alive as human beings and continue to make choices. It's interesting though, isn't it, that they both go in and out into the deeper who we are. And the world needs us to learn and form and shape ways of coming to know. And as we do that in relationships with each other in what we call the body of knowledge, that body that we're forming begins to address the larger concerns of the world. There's a huge need for not isolating learning out from living. And the bridge between the two is our very bodies and ourselves, our will, our desire, and our longings. So my friend, as we get ready for school and head back soon, and maybe you're there already when you're seeing this little video, let us rejoice and be glad that we still can discover, explore, and that indeed the whole earth, the whole earth and all who dwell here are ones that share with us the ultimate classroom. God is so present to us in all of this. Let us rejoice and be glad.